Okay, and we're rolling. So here we go. We'll do a nice G major scale, and I'll leave my tuner on to keep us all honest. All right. Ready, G. We might as well do our arpeggio while we're at it. Ready and go. Okay, mine was perfect. I don't know about you, but I'm doing good today because I practiced already making those videos. Okay, so now we'll start in on our double stops. Now on the video, I think I gave you 4 goes for each one. So that's what we'll do now, and I'm going to move my bow fairly slow. So it's going to kind of be like this. We start on the G, and we're going to move that bow over till it's also on the D and keep going. It's going to take about this long. Okay, and we're going to try 4 of those for each combination of strings starting on the G to the D. Okay, so let's give that a go. Ready, try it. Okay, let's do that again. Ready, go. Ooh, that was a nice one there. Try it again. Ready, and... Yep, that's a good double stop for me. One more. All right, very good. Now let's try now starting on the D to the A string. Again, we'll do 4 goes at it. Ready, go. Now that last one for me didn't go that good because I slowed my bow down as I was reaching for the A string for some reason. I started thinking about something else, and that made my pitch kind of go ooh, 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 until I really got it started. See that? So you want to watch out for that. You don't want to, when you're approaching that other string, don't slow down. Try to keep that gas pedal moving, okay? Let's do one more of the D to the A. Actually, 2 more. Ready, and... That was much better for me. Yeah. Okay, now let's do the A-E, the hard one. Ready, go. Okay, yeah, and again. Yeah, one more. Oh, I put the brakes on that time. Let's try it again. Okay, that was good. One more, I'd say. It needs extra. Oh, that was really good that time for me. Okay, now those are our down bow double stops. I'd be very anxious to hear how people are getting along doing those. Anybody have any insights on how they're doing with the double stops? Anyone? Well, if you don't have any...
I find it's going pretty well, Dan. I find it kind of relaxing. I kind of get caught up in those for a while, just play with them.
Oh, that's great to hear.
Yeah, they're kind of, I sort of imagine, oh, it's a suspenseful part of a movie, and I'm playing the
Absolutely,
Anyway,
yes.
yeah, I just kind of fall into them. So
That's
I
good.
kind of find them fun.
Now you see the fact that you say that and that you're enjoying it, and that it's kind of like a full sound. That's why I think you're enjoying it. It tells me that you're getting it right. That you have the right weight for each string, and that you're hearing the strings. And you're right, man. The fifth is a beautiful interval, and you can really get into it. And I don't know if you know this, but there are meditation apps that just play an interval. And the fifth and the fourth is very popular. The people just listen to it. They just like get entranced by it. So that's great to hear, and keep that up. And by the way, I like your music stand there, taping your music to the wall. It's one of the oldest music stands that there is. Yeah. I noticed it earlier. Okay, that's great. Anybody else have any problems? Is anybody having any problems? Maybe you're trying to go for that next string and you overshoot. The bow goes right off, and you're kind of now on the D string instead of on two strings. Or maybe it sounds like this when you first start going or something. Anybody having any problems with the double stops? It might be too early to tell. Why don't we do it again? We'll do them all again, and then we'll see how it goes. So we'll start with the G, and we'll do 4 on each set again. Ready, 2, 3, go. Ooh, that was a nice one. Number 3. And one more. Ooh, that was the best one for me. Okay, now let's try the D and the A. Are ready? And... one more. Okay, all right. Now let's try the A and the E. Ready? Go. Oh, that came out great. Do another one. Yeah, one more. Oh, not as good. Try her again. Not bad. One for good luck. Okay. Now, how are we feeling now? Anybody having any problems at this stage of the game? No? It's great. Okay, that's really good. Now, why don't we try going the other way?
Dan, I'm not sure I'm actually getting it.
Okay.
Okay.
You want to try it for me and I'll see?
Yeah, I'll do the G to the D.
Good start.
Oh, am I okay? I'm on? The internet is kind of wobbly here.
Yes. Really good, Elaine. You hearing that nice ring?
Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
it's
so that's
good.
the idea of what we're looking for, right?
That's it. That's it exactly. Why don't you try D to A for me?
Oh, well, that might not be so good.
Oh, that was good in the end. That was good.
Okay.
You had a little bit of rockiness kind of getting over and start, but once you got going, that was very, very good. Like the upper part of the bow, it went really good.
Okay.
Try the hardest one for me, Elaine.
Uh,
Oh, you had about 3 inches of it working good there. Try one more time.
okay.
Gentle.
No.
Not quite. Now
I'm only
remember,
getting one.
the E, first of all, you're kind of starting a little bit too much on the D side of the A string. Okay?
Okay.
And the other thing is, remember that the E is a straight drop. So try to allow your arm to kind of drop a little bit too.
Okay.
Not quite. Try her again. It's a deep dive. Oh, not quite. One more go, and then I'll leave you because you did get it once. Okay, so it tells me that you got to kind of do a deep swan dive with this hand to get to the E. The other ones sound terrific. Really, really good. But the A to E one is the hardest, and it's because of that different direction for the bow. This is the A, this is the E, right? So you got to really, I find it to be a deep dive. When I'm playing A-E double stop, I'm basically kind of extended my fingers all the way down to get that E string. Okay, we'll try more and you can keep at it, all right? Let's try it all again there, guys. Okay, are ready, two, and here we go. One more. All right, now D to A. Ready, go. Oh, that one was great. One more. Okay, now the hard one. You can do it, Elaine. Remember, a deep dive. Okay, ready? And... one more. All right. How's everybody getting along now? Again, anybody having problems? No, that's great. Wow, that's excellent. Okay, so now let's go the other way. So now we're going to go on the up bow, and we're going to start on our E string. And we're going to do the up bow and then join the A string. Like that, you see that? Nice up bows. And remember, we're dragging that bow up there. Yeah, that looked really good there, Julie. Really good chicken wing on your up bow. Really, really good. Okay, so let's do it, everybody. Start at the tip on the E. Up we go. Ready, go. Try that again. One more. And last one. Okay, now you might find that even easier than the down bow one because you're starting on the E and at least you can see where you're going. Now let's go A to D, okay? Ready, A. Oh, it took me a while for that one. Try it again. Oh, that was nice. Try her again. There's Deborah. That's great. She was hoping to make it. There we go. She forgot it was Tuesday. Let's try a couple more, okay? A to D. Ready, and... oh yeah. One more. Okay, now let's try the D to the G on the up. Ready, and... woo, I hit the barometer. Try it again. Ready, and... yeah, a couple more. And let's try one more. Now, how are the up bow double stops feeling? How are you getting along with those? Who finds them easier than the down bow? Anybody find up bow easy? Yeah, you do, Elaine. Okay, that's good. That's good. So you're going to learn from that, eh? So with that EA thing, whatever you do that works on the up bow, you do exactly the inverse to get the other way, eh? So, but it is informative because you can see what you're doing and you kind of make it over there a little easier. So that's good. That's really good. Anybody having any issues or questions about that up bow double stop combo before we try it again? No, everything working okay? Oh, that's so good. That's great. It tells me that everybody's being gentle with the bow, and always remember that you can get out of any tough scrape by putting the gas pedal on and moving that bow, okay? So if you get a little crunch or choke, just put that gas pedal on and get out of that hole. No big deal, all right? Let's do it. E to A to start off with. Ready, and... Hi, Deborah. One more. Oh yeah. Now let's go A to D. Mm-hmm. Couple more. And last one. And now we'll go D to G. Ready, go. Ooh, that sounded nice. I love these new strings and this bow. Oh, well, a couple more. One more. Yes. All right, how's everybody feeling about those? Doing pretty good? Okay, now the last thing we're going to do, once you do that, I call that approach practice because you're practicing trying to approach that next string. Of course, when I play double stops, I don't need to approach it anymore. I can just do them. See that? So the next thing we're going to do is after you're finished all that approach practice, which I know you've been doing diligently, then you're going to just try doing them right off the crack, and it's going to sound like this. And you can do an up bow too. On to the next. And then the last one. And that's what it should sound like. So what we're going to do is, what you did with your approach practice, you're going to try doing that first. And then off you go. Okay, that's what we're going to do. So we'll get ready with the G and the D, and then we'll try doing that. So get your bow there, and move it over to the D, and off we go. Ready, go. Up. All right, now let's do the same thing to the D and the A. Put your bow on the D, move it over to the A, off you go. Up. Yeah, and we'll do the last one, the A to the E. So we'll put the bow on both. See if you can put it over there. Yep, there you go. Go. And the up. Yeah, okay. Let's do that all one more time. Exactly the same deal. Ready? G to D. Up. D to A. Up. A to E. Up. And let's go back to the A to the D. And then the last two. All right, how did that go, everybody? A little bit messier, maybe. That's all right. That's normal. But you can see how the approach practice really helps, right? Did everybody notice that? You're a little bit more sure-footed on being on each string. That's great. Okay, let's try it one more time. Same thing. This time we'll do it in time. And when I say that, I mean this. Ready, and... That's what we're going to do. So we're going to add a little timeline to it to put the pressure on just a little bit. Okay, so put that bow on the G, join it with the D. 1, 2, 3, go. D. A. Back over. Back over. God, I love that rumbly gold G string. It's a beautiful thing. And did I tell you guys about this bow that I borrowed from Heinel? I did. Oh, I still have it. I was supposed to get my bow actually last Thursday, but there was a few tunes to be had at Doraquillo's on the weekend, so I did not go get my bow. And I think I'm just going to keep it until the end of August because they really don't need it. I do. Anyway, how are we getting along with the double stops? Anybody got any feedback for me? How you're feeling with the double stops now at this point? All good? Okay, well that's great. Awesome. Very good. So now, the other thing I had on the deck was drop down practice. So, did anybody do any drop down practice this week? You did? Oh, that's great. And how are we getting along? Is there anything to report? I see this, and that's really exactly to be expected after a week of trying out drop downs. Elaine knows the drill. She's done many drop downs. But anyway, so that's very normal. It doesn't work right away, that's for sure. So let's try some, okay? Let's start on the A string. It's our most familiar string. And that D, I don't know about you, but the D on the fiddle for me, the middle D, is probably the most familiar note to my ear. So here it is. Oh, whoops, low battery on the tuner. That's not good. Just give me 1 sec. I need the tuner if we're going to do drop downs. All right. Okay. So the D, the middle D, that's what they call the one on the A, the middle D. The high D is way up here. Here's your D, guys. And you know what? If you can match me and play it, please do. If you're not quite sure whether you're matching me, just listen to me play that high D and get it really ringing in your head. Okay? That's her. She's beautiful. Okay, so now we're going to play A and then D. Nice and long notes. Give yourself time. Ready, go. Again. Again. That one was a little flat on the flat side. I'm going to try one more. One more. Okay, now that's D. So how was your batting average? Let's start with, say, Joanne. How was your batting average on those drop downs? We did 5. How many came out in tune?
They all start, when I first put my finger down, there's a bit of red.
On what side?
And on the spot side.
Okay.
But then it's like, then it goes all green. So I think it's a pressure thing, maybe. I don't know.
And it also could be your bow. Okay? So if you're a little bit hesitant with your bow, the pitch drops slightly. And when you finally get the gas on, then it comes back up. And it's because the bow puts a little bit of weight on the string. So you can either be a little gentler, which is probably what you need to do, or just try to get that gas pedal on right away. Okay? Because it actually sounds like your finger is in the right place. But
yeah, I think it is.
Okay, because you still have to pay attention because it might be a finger pressure thing, but it could also be your bow. When the margin is that narrow, a little strip of red, then it could also be your bow.
Okay.
Okay. Awesome, though. That sounds like progress. All right. How about Julie? How did you do with your drop downs? We did 5. How many did you get?
I think I got 4 out of 5. The first one was a little off, but then once I seem to know where it is, I can go back to it.
That's exactly what you need to do to get better at it. That's great. Now, which way? Was it flat the first try?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little
Normal.
bit flat.
Yeah.
And I think your comments to Joanne about the bow, I think I was a little hesitant on the bow too. So yeah. I think, once I knew I was there and I get it moving, it seems to be better in tune.
Okay, so it probably is maybe a little bit more pressure with your finger and get the gas on. No brakes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no brakes. Just remove the brakes like the Newfoundlanders. Okay. How about Heather? How you doing with your drop downs, Heather?
I think they're okay. Maybe
Okay.
a 4 out of 5 or a 3 out of 5.
That's a great
Are we
one.
putting all 3 fingers down?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, because then you'd be
All right.
surprised. The other two would probably be in the right place right on their own.
I actually find my pointer finger is usually too far down, too close to my head, and
That's actually
so
up.
it's one thing I've noticed chronically. My pointer finger,
Yeah.
I need to really concentrate to keep it where it's supposed to go, especially for a drop down.
Okay. Okay. Now that you make a very good point. It's great that you're being so mindful of your hand, because that means you're going to progress a lot faster. So when we get to the first finger drop downs, you're going to take care of that problem. Okay? For now, we'll just worry about the third. And the thing is, when you do put all 3 fingers down, that's for ease. That's because when you're playing a tune and you put all 3 fingers down, the other ones are there to use rather than needing to come down and be tuned, right? But I often, when I put my 3 fingers down, I have to do a little nudging behind it. See what I mean? Especially with my 2. Okay? So you might have to do that too. But when we get to the first finger drop downs, you'll be able to zero in on it a little bit more as well. But 3 out of 5 is really good. You're really doing good. Now, how about you, Deborah? How are you doing with your drop downs? Out of 5.
Probably about a 4.
Mm.
I got one of these really weird little tuners on it.
Yeah.
That when I first drop down, it's green, and then it'll go like 1 bar flat, and then all of a sudden 4 bars sharp.
Oh, really?
I think I'm rolling my finger a little bit.
Okay, 2 things about that. So first of all, do you feel yourself rolling your finger, or are you just assuming? Okay, I don't think you are. Okay, you would feel it. Like if your hand was moving and your finger was nudging around, you would feel that, right? So then my first thought was, oh, maybe it's your bow. Okay, because if you first start the note and it's in tune, but then it varies, sometimes that can be your bow if your finger's not moving. But also, the last thing is the tuner that you're using there. They are not very accurate, those tuners.
Okay.
I have a lot of experience with them because every student I have has one. And I noticed that they're fine for getting your fiddle in tune, but for practicing, they're not very good because they're just not that sensitive. And they'll give you a false reading. So I find the tunable app to be the best. But even my trusty old 1997 Korg tuner is excellent.
Yes.
And everybody has one of these. They were the cheapest one on the market, but they are really the best. Me and my wife did tests with this thing when we first moved to town. And because I worked at a music store and we tested all of the tuners out that they had there, even the one that was $200. And this is the only one that could hear the bottom frequencies of the tuba, even though it's the cheapest. But I used it for years. It was my buddy on tour. It was always with me. It's a really good tuner. It gives you the little LED thing. So that would be much better than the clip-on ones. The only clip-on one that I've noticed, and I've tried them all, the only clip-on one I've noticed that's good for practicing is called the Snark. And it's round. It's this little round thing and it clips on, and I gotta say, out of all the clip-on tuners I've ever used, that thing is accurate as hell, and it moves with you when you're practicing, because the other ones don't. They take a reading, the mic turns off, they take another reading. See what I mean? Yeah. So it might actually be your tuner.
Okay, I'll go see if I can find my old one.
I think you would get along a little better because it's just a little bit more reactive.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah. How about you, Bill? How are your drop downs? How's the middle D going there? Are you getting it in tune out of 5 times?
Talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh. No, I found it on the G string, it's a little bit harder.
It sure
and
is.
On the E string, I'm always a little bit low. Just a teeny bit low, but I don't know why that should be.
You know,
But
it's...
the A string, I'm almost always right, and the D string, I'm almost right.
That's great. So
the outside ones are a little more difficult.
Okay, two things about that then. First of all, it sounds like you're making really good progress. Being a little flat on the high A is very common. And I find it's just a finger pressure thing. You just got to press a little harder on it. Like, I'll show you how much you have. So, here, let me see if I can get my tuner in a way that you guys can see it. 1 second here. Okay, let's see. Let's see here. So I'll show you. This is what I'll do. So here's my A in tune. And this is, here, I'll put the tuner here. Yeah, everybody can see that. Okay, here's my A in tune. Now I'm going to press into it. Does everybody see that? Not very well, but it's about 1/4 inch on the sharp side of the middle green strip. So you have a lot of sharpening power on that E string. You don't have to press very hard either. It comes right up. So that's what I would suggest, Bill. Use more finger pressure for the high A, and for the G string, always remember that you got to move the whole hand over. Otherwise, most people can't reach to C if they don't move their whole hand over, okay? But if you're having better luck on the A and the D, that tells me that you got a good shape for your hand there, Bill. Okay? Ooh, that was pretty good. Okay, now what my tuner's telling me there, Bill, is that your high A was actually a little sharp. Your D and your G were really good. The C got good, but your high A was sharp. Okay? So we'll just keep our eye on it as we go along. But that's your do. You did some really good ones there as well. And Elaine, I would ask you about your drop downs, but you've done a lot of drop downs, so I know how you're coming along pretty good. Okay? Let's do some more. Here's the D. And let's do some more high D or middle Ds. One more. Okay. How's everybody feeling now? Pretty good? I see heads nodding. That's good. Now let's do some G's. Okay, so that's D string to D3. Here's what the G sounds like. Very rich. I gotta get my tuner back in front of me. Keep turning around to check it. Okay, so here's your middle G. Okay, yeah. So now let's try it. Open to 3. Ready, go. One more. Okay, now we did 5. Hold up with your fingers. How many did you get right out of 5? 3, okay. 4, that's great. 4, great, great, great. Very good. Okay, that's good. So we'll leave that one. You know how to work on it now. Let's go to C on the G string, all right? Sorry it exists. I'm sorry. What can I say? You know what they say about the C? Even when it's in tune, it sounds like a fart. Okay, so let's do it. Here we go. Ready? And. One more. Now I was about 4 out of 5 because my last one there wandered a bit when I glanced up at the screen and back down. Because that can affect your finger pressure. Like that's when I was looking at my tuner, like, and you want to keep things like that to a minimum. Things like that affect your finger pressure all the time unless you're used to it, you know? And I remember my father when he was first doing classical years and years ago when he was 15, he competed in the Kiwanis Festival, and one of the feedback lines was that he moved around too much when he was playing. You know, and it affects you. It can affect what you're trying to do. So, and he got mad at it at the time. He thought they were a bunch of stuffy classical people. But at the same time, he used to talk about how it does make your job harder because, you know, you're being all gentle with your bow and where you are with the weight and all that. And then you go like that, you know. And it can also affect your finger pressure too. So you want to keep that stuff to a minimum until you feel comfortable. Then you can do what you want, okay? Now, how did we do? Oh, no. So 3 is really good. 4 is even better. C is really hard. Let's do some more for the practice. Now, when I have my C down, I have a lot of pressure down because I have small hands and I'm kind of flat-fingered when I hit that note, so I got to press a little harder. See if you can be mindful of your own to see what you have to do. Let's do it. Ready, and... One more. All right, I had no wandering that time. I was 5 out of 5. Anybody else? How about you guys? 5? 3? 5? 3? 3 is great. 3 is great. Doing really good. Right on, Deborah. Okay, now let's move to the high A. Let me play it for a few minutes. It's very bright. It's amazing. It's the harmonic from the back of the instrument. See that? It's like half of it ringing. Okay, here we go. Open and then 3. Ready, and... One more. Okay, I was 4 because my third one moved a tiny bit for some reason. I don't even know why. How did you guys do? Hold up your fingers. How many did you get out of 5? 3? 3? So yeah. So a little bit. Oh, 4 for Elaine. Great. So a little bit reduced batting average on the high A, eh? The E is very sensitive to the finger pressure, all that stuff. It's just a pain, that E string. Let's do some more. Requires extra work. Here it is. Okay, ready, go. Yeah. Okay, how'd we do that time? I was 5 out of 5. How'd you guys do? 4, 4, 5, 4. See, that was better. 5, Bill, right on. And that was one of the ones you were trying to work on. So that's very, very good. So excellent there, guys. So that's the drop downs. Keep it up. Now, let me show you. I don't really need to show you. It's the same as the drop downs for the third finger notes, but I'm going to just demonstrate some second finger drop downs. Okay? Now the problem with the second finger ones is that you don't have a reference note. So on the E string, it's, you know what? I'm going to back up. We're not going to do the second finger ones. We're going to do the first finger ones. Okay? Next. The reason we're going to do the first finger ones next is because the second finger ones are harder because they have 2 positions. And you have to practice both of them. Because we use the 2 positions of our second finger all the time. The third finger you got to stretch once in a while. The first finger never moves, but the second moves all the time. See that? So it's a little bit harder. So let's get our first fingers in order first. We still have the same problem of no reference note. So this is where your tuner is going to be very important, okay, to make sure you're in the right spot. Now, let's start on the A string. Here's my B. B is a really hard note to tune. Okay. That's it, bang on. Really hard to hear, okay, but that's all right, we can persevere. So let's do it. Open and then one on the A string. Ready, go. One more. Okay, how are we with B? Out of 5. 4. Geez, that's great. 3, 3, 4 for Elaine. Elaine's getting much better. 3. And that's good. That sounds good. I'm glad you're getting such good results. One thing that I have done with some students that have trouble hearing B is I play them B in tune. Then I play them a little bit flat B. Then I play them a little bit sharp B. And then I play B again. That way your ear knows what the not quite up there enough and a little bit too far sharp sounds like, so you can avoid it, okay? Because B is a hard one to hear. So here it is in tune. Here's a B when it's a little bit flat. Here it is in tune again. Did everybody hear that brighten up a tiny bit there? Yeah, okay. Unfortunately, you don't really hear it dull. You really hear when it brightens, but you don't really hear it dull. Anyway, here it is sharp. Oh, wait, in tune again. Now here it is sharp. And here it is in tune again. Everybody hear a microscopic difference between those two notes? You didn't there, Joanne. It's hard, isn't it? Yeah, very hard. I'm going to do it once more. Here she is in tune. Here it is sharp. Here it is in tune again. Now I saw some head nodding that time. So the sharp has a little edge to the sound. Is that what you noticed? And maybe you noticed a lack of that edge when I came back in tune. And that's hopefully, it's really all you got to go on with B, unfortunately, okay? So if it's flat, it sounds depressed. If it's sharp, it sounds edgy. And if it's in tune, it sounds like this. Okay, so let's try some drop downs on the B. Ready, go. Try another one. One more. Last one. Okay, I got 4 out of 5. My first one was not very good. How did you guys do out of 5? Oh, we're getting somewhere. 2, Heather. A little bit of a backslide. That's okay. We'll get there. Now, let's try on the D string. So that's an E. Now, you can use the E string to tune that one. Okay, because it's there. That's what it should sound like, though. I'll play a few of them for you. Okay, and I don't need to show you the little bit flat E, little bit sharp E, because E is one of those ones we're familiar with already because of the open E string. So let's try open to E. Ready? Go. One more. Okay, I got 5 out of 5. How did everybody else do? 4, 4, 5. See, that's good. It's easier. 4 and 4. That's great. We're getting somewhere. Okay, so that's E. Let's go down to the low A. This one I find to be the most important first finger note on your fiddle. The reason it is so important is because basically the bottom of the fiddle is the G string. That's the very bottom of the basement. You can't play any lower than the G string. So when you're thinking about that A, that's the first step up from the bottom of your fiddle. Now, of course, there is an A flat, but we never play that note in our music, ever. And certainly we play in E flat, like in Cape Breton stuff or whatever, but it never goes down to the G string. It's always up in the upper register. So I don't even bother with that A flat. I consider the first step up on the fiddle to be the A. Okay? And the nice thing about it is it's another one that you can tune. See, that's still an A. And the other thing I'll stress is when you do get it in tune, make sure that it's not in a way that you're really leaning far forward or back. You want it to be comfy. More than all the other first finger notes on the fiddle, this one needs to feel comfortable. Here's what it sounds like. It has a ring because it's an A. Let's do it. Open and then 1. Ready? Go. One more. Okay, out of 5? Yeah. 4, 5. Joanne, you had some problems? That's all right. We're going to do it again. Let's do it again right away. We haven't even got to the 2-string drop downs yet. Okay, open and then 1. Ready, go. One more. Yeah, okay. Oh, I got some nodding heads there. That's good. That's good. Okay, last one. Hey, Heather, 5 out of 5. Yeah. Last one we're going to do is the E string. Now, that's a hard one again because we don't have a reference note. It's an F sharp. That's what it should sound like. This is one where I will show you what it sounds like when it's flat and when it's sharp, okay? So here it is in tune. Here it is a little flat. You hear the reduction in brightness there. See that? Here it is in tune again. Now, here it is sharp. You're not going to like this. Oh, it's awful. I hate that. And here it is in tune again. Okay? And that's why I'm always talking about how it's so much better to approach a note from a little tiny bit flat. Because even if you are flat, it just kind of reduces the brightness of the sound. It's not the worst thing in the world, you know? And if you listen to some old players, like Angus Chisholm, for instance, what was Cameron's cousin? Or what is it? Huh?
Uncle.
Uncle, that's, yeah, Cameron's uncle. He was a little flat here and there, you know. But the nice thing with flat is that all you got to do is press harder, and you're instantly in tune, right? Whereas when you're sharp, it has this edginess that's really hard to listen to. Oh, there's Catherine. And also, it's really hard to flatten yourself with finger pressure. You don't get very much flattening power before the note stops really sounding. It starts to be a non-note. So it's far better to be a little flat press in, and then you're bright and the sun comes out, it's beautiful, rather than being sharp and trying to get back really hard. See what I mean? Yeah. So let's try that F sharp, everybody. Here it is in tune. Hi, Catherine. We're doing drop down from E to F sharp. Okay, we're gonna do.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna do 5 tries, and then I'm asking people their batting average when they're done. Okay, so let's give it a go. Open and then 1. Ready, go. One more. Okay, how was that, guys? I got 5. 4, that's great. 4, excellent. 4 for Bill. 3 for Catherine. That's good, Catherine. That's still good. That's what we're kind of hovering around. 4 for Deborah. 4 for Heather. That's great. Okay, one thing I also noticed with people using tuners, make sure you put that tuner in your line of vision when you're doing this, because of that same problem. I can be playing a note, and then I go and look at the tuner, and my finger pressure goes down at the same time, and I don't realize it. See that? So you want to make sure that tuner's kind of right in front of you, so you can just glance with your eyes. Okay? Anyway, that's drop downs for the first finger. Everybody got a good, clear idea how to work on that? Good. Make sure you have your tuner on for these ones, because like I said, a couple of them are non-referenced notes. They're harder to hear. And I also suggest with those notes that you spend more time on them than the other notes, because they're harder to hear. All right? Make the weaknesses into strengths. All right, well, that's enough of that foolishness, I would say. Except, why don't we go up and down a G scale, just so that you can feel so good about how much better you're getting at that whole thing. All right? So let's just go right up and down that G scale. Here we go. Ready, and... Was that a breeze or what? Hey? Great. And I'm glad we practiced that one too, because we're going to learn Off to California now, which is in G. So it's the perfect key for it. Okay, so let me play Off to California a couple of times. Everybody getting that? And you can hear now, hopefully you noticed after we've learned a few tunes that this one is fairly limited when it comes to how many phrases are in the tune. Okay? Because the ending is not even different. So we got the first phrase, the second phrase, the first phrase again, and the second phrase, but it's an ending. And then in the second part, we got the first phrase, dee-dle-da-ba-dee-dle-da-be-dee-dle-da. And then the second phrase after that, yabba-da-dee-dle-da-dee-dle-da-be-dee-dle-da. But then we're just back to the A part. So that's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 phrases in the whole damn tune. It's not very many. So I thought we could probably get this one pretty easy, and it's a lot of fun as well. Okay? Everybody hear those phrases going by and the repetition involved? Oh, good. That's great. So let's take a look at this first part. And I love this version on the session.org. It's almost exactly the way I've always played it. So you can really rely on this one. And it has that little triplet. And look at that. Big G major arpeggio there. And you guys are so good at that now. So let's see about that first phrase. I'm going to play it once more so you can hear it. Okay, let's give that a try. A little scale up on the D string. And then we got G, F, G. Down from B. Skipping F. And then arpeggiate. And then the E. Okay, let's try that together, guys. Excuse me. Nice and slow now. Real nice and easy. 1, 2, 3. Looking good. Let's do it again. Ready? 2, 3. One more time to be sure. 1, 2, 3. We getting along okay? Anybody not be able to get that phrase?
Are we learning this by ear?
Yes. Now I did send music. I'm pretty sure. Let me double check.
Well, I've got the section open on my phone. That looks like version 9, I think.
Yeah. Let me see which one it was. And are
That's
you?
all
Yeah,
it
you're on my email list there, Catherine. You see,
know.
CatherineRoss50@gmail.com. But I'm going to forward it to you again.
Thank you.
No problem. CatherineRoss50@gmail.com. Okay. Yeah, so on the session.org, let me see which one it is. It is number 3. Number 3 is the best version on the session.org.
All right.
Okay.
5, 4, 3.
Yeah.
Oh, but it doesn't have any dots.
Yeah, it does. If you click, it'll show you dots. You got to click on sheet music.
Okay.
Did it work?
No dots. Oh, it's there.
Okay, good.
Sheet music.
Sheet music. Little tab. Did it work?
No dots.
Oh, okay. I'll share my screen.
Oh, that's okay. It looked like number 9 was good.
Number 9. Let me take a look at number 9, just quick.
Yeah.
It might be almost exactly the same. That's the thing. Yeah, it looks great. Yeah, it's really good. It's exactly the same. The only difference with number 9, is that it's written out with those dots and dashes. You see that? Yeah. And that's often done with the hornpipes, but I never ever agreed with it, because if I did it like that, it would sound like this. Not very swingy at all. But people do write them out that way sometimes because they want you to get the swing in a simple way. But anyway, that'll do you there, Catherine, okay? So we're doing a mixture of by ear, and if you need to glance at the music, that's fine, okay? Because it helps you along. But let's go over that phrase one more time, guys. Little scale up, and then G, F, G. A 1, 2, 3. Yeah, now we got this little scale up from D, and we got a G, F, G again. Then it goes over, back down, little arpeggio there, and then we got this. That's very common in hornpipes. Okay, so I'll play that again. Let's give it a try. Little scale up from the middle D this time. Ready? 2, 3. G, F, G, D, E. Down we go. A, B, A. Let's do it again from the A3. Ready? Go. Last time. Ready? Go. All right, and that's the first and second phrase of the A part. And you can see that the ending is just the second phrase with a little bit different at the end. That's the Christmas in Killarney bit. See that? Why don't we try just that bit? A, B, A, G, F, G. And that's A1, A3, 2, 3 on the D. Ready? And. Do it again. Ready? And. Last time. Ready? And. Okay, and that's the ending. So, theoretically and by rights, we should be able to go right through the whole tune. But, or I should say through the whole part. But, let's just do the first two phrases, see how it goes. And then we'll try it again, see if we can get through the whole A part. So we scale up from the D string. A 1, 2, 3. A3. My fiddle finger reading tells me that everybody's doing really good. Anybody having any problems with those two phrases? Anybody at all? No? Let's do it a few more times. First two phrases. 1, 2, 3. First phrase again. survived. Everybody. That's great. Any problems, insights, queries, concerns, comments, or complaints?
Dan, sometimes I don't know where you are. Were we just playing the first line or most of the first line?
We did the whole B part there, Heather. Or sorry,
Okay.
the whole A part.
Okay.
Both
Got it.
lines. We did
With
it.
just
Yes.
the first ending?
With just the first ending. Yes, that's right. That's right. Just the
Okay.
first ending. Now, the only difference between the first ending and the second ending is the lead-in for the next part. Do you see that? Yeah, they're both exactly the same. If I played the tune without pickups, you wouldn't even need a first and second ending. See that? So that's really the only difference between the first and second ending. But yes, we did the first ending. Okay, let's do it again. It was so successful. Let's do it again right away. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Ending. Scale up again. One more time. How are we doing, people? Okay? That's great. Excellent, excellent. No problems. So let's go a little tiny bit faster then. And I want to also make sure that I know the second ending. Da-dee-da-dee-do. Da-ba-da-da. It's just another scale up. Yes, Bill?
The first bar of the second line, like it doesn't sound like the way you play it. I'll play it like it's on my thing. play it that way.
Yeah, I'm playing it that way.
Didn't sound like that.
Are you playing a long G to start it off?
Yeah,
Oh, it's a GFG, I think.
it's G, G, it goes long, G quarter note, and then G, B, A, G,
Okay.
E, D.
So the
And
version
rest
you
is
have,
all-
yeah. So the version that you have has a long G instead of a GFG. It's very common and normal. Either way is totally fine. But if you play the long G, just make sure you hold it for the length of time. Okay?
Okay.
I'm just going to make sure that I sent you guys the right one. I think I did, though. Yeah, no, the one I sent you, it has GFG. But you might be finding it somewhere else as well. Okay. Anyway, let's try it a few more times, just to be sure. Anybody else have any problems like that? No? Okay, let's try it a few more times. Okay. A 1, 2, 3. Repeat. Okay, and that's how we start the second part there. A little run up from D there to start the second part. Okay? Now, everybody good with the A part? Feeling okay? It's workable?
Question. You play the lower D, E, F triplet all on one bow,
Yeah.
but the higher you do it.
Oh, good question. Good question there, Catherine. So it's not really the lower one and the higher one that makes me do that. It's the bow direction. So when I hit triplets like that, whether it's in a reel or in a hornpipe, anything 4/4, if I happen to be going down for the triplet, if I happen to be going up for the triplet, I slur it. Okay? If I happen to be going down for the triplet, I single bow it. Okay? And it's because of this. So when you do an up bow slur on a triplet, it sounds great. It has a nice little run up. See that? So you can get the bow snapping a little bit there. When you're going down, you can do this thing. So, see that? See how that works there? And it's a very Irishy little kind of ornament. It's basically like doing a cut, except you're moving your fingers too. See that? Really Irishes it out. It puts a big old shamrock on it, you know? But yeah, it's just kind of what my arm does. If I hit a triplet going up, I slur. If I hit it going down, I single bow. And it'll probably work for most of you guys too. Okay? Now at this point we're going so slow it doesn't really matter. It's more when the tempo goes up that type of thing starts to matter more, which is why you might as well get it under your arm now while we're going slow. Okay? That's a very good question, Catherine. I forgot to mention about triplets. And they're a lot more prevalent in hornpipes, of course. Now the second part. So, you still look puzzled, Catherine.
Well, I was hitting the higher triplet as an up bow as well.
Well, that could be. And then you just go do your up bow. So let me see what I don't normally do. I'm going down for it, but I'm doing this little slur in the middle. I don't know if you noticed. See that? Now, and that is another thing. Now, I know we're beginners, so you don't really need to sweat that slur. That's a little bit more advanced, but I will point out that that's another big shamrock you can put on the music. The Irish guys, when there's a few notes on the same string, they love to slur it, especially in the up bow, because as you take your fingers off, you get this nice popping sound. Listen to this. See that? Kind of like an ornament almost, and it snaps out and it rings out, and it's a very Irishy thing to do, and this man here taught me how to do it, Kim Vincent, and I've been doing it ever since. It just happens. See that? So yeah, when you get 3 or 4 notes on one string and you happen to be going up, it's a really nice thing to do, but it does turn my bow around. So if I were you to do it like you guys, it's even easier. See that? So just keep going like that, Catherine. Best thing for you to do right now, okay? Just single bow. Don't worry about the fancy slur and leave that to me. And don't worry, you'll get there. Okay, second part. Now, so I got this little triplet. Oh, that's the only thing about the up bow slur and the E string. You can really whistle out sometimes. Okay, so we go up the scale. And then we go this little descending. See those 2 licks? They're very similar. It's the type of thing that you could keep going. See that? So it's just a very little, simple little scale pattern. So we got G, F, E, G, F, E, D, F. Try that with me, everybody. G, F, E, G, F, E, D, F. Ready? Go. Everybody's getting that good. Do it again. Ready? Go. Yep. And then we go like this. 1, 2. 3 E's in there. Okay? And then there's another D. And then we'll do the second phrase. But let's see if we can get through this. So we're going to start the B part. 1, 2, 3. E, F, oh, sorry. E, D, E, F, E, B. Okay, let's try that again. My fault. I screwed it up. Ready? And. Oh, let's do the triplet. Ready? And. Getting that? Looking good. One more time. Ready? And. Okay, and then the second phrase. See how that that works. That's a G, F, G, D, E, down we go. Little arpeggio there. And then we got A, B, A. Remember that? And then we got that whole A part with the ending. Let's try that second phrase again. G, F, G. Ready? And. Let's do it again. G, F, G. Ready? And. Better? That looks better. One more time, same thing. G, F, G. Ready? And. And then. Okay, and that's the B part. How did everybody do getting through there? Not too bad? Okay, let's start off the whole thing nice and slow. A little triplet up, and then that little pattern. We'll get right through to the end of the B part. Okay, triplet up from the D. 1, 2, 3. Again. Everybody's looking pretty happy with themselves. How are y'all feeling, people? Doing okay? Problems or anything? I'm here to help. Okay, well, that's awesome. So we'll try the whole thing. We'll just take a short little breather of the left hand. And I don't know, some people are up near Perry Sound. Like I think Heather, aren't you up near Perry Sound? Where you are there? In your cottage? Yeah. And my wife is in Perry Sound. Yeah, you're in Perry Sound? Yeah, my wife is in Perry Sound right now. She's playing at the Festival of the Sound. She played at 7. Actually, she's finished now. Sorry. With the Hannaford Street Silver Band.
Is it live or online?
It was live outside.
Oh. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll look into that, because it was all shut down last year.
Oh, I know, but even this year, it's only reduced to a few outdoor events, like the boat cruise happened, because that's pretty well outdoors. And these two outdoor concerts for the Hannaford Street Silver Band happened, and a few other small things outdoors, but that's it. Greatly reduced this year, but still they managed to run a few things. Yeah. Pretty cool, though. She's very excited. The first gig in a long time. You know, it's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
sorry I
Pretty
missed
exciting.
it. If I'd known, I would have been there in a heartbeat.
Well, yeah, but then you wouldn't be here for class, would you? So I decided not to tell you. That's
That's
why I
true.
decided not to tell you.
So you
Okay.
drive home tonight?
Yeah, she'll drive home tonight. Yeah, we're used to it. We're road warriors. We put 50,000 kilometers in our car every year in regular times, you know. Because by the time, like, my wife is the librarian, the assistant librarian for the Hamilton Philharmonic. And she plays in the Hamilton Phil all the time. She plays in Kitchener, full-time job. She plays in Stratford, you name it. She's on the road, same as me. We're always on the road. We're always going like 2 hours or 3 hours away to play. And so, yeah, so for her, it's kind of interesting because this is the first time back to doing something like that, driving all the way up there and getting home at, I think she said she'll get home about 11:30, which used to be kind of like 3 times a week, you know? But now it's different, so I was kind of like, oh my God, I hope you're going to be up for that drive. But I'm sure she will.
Wow. Well, I hope the 400's clear by the time she gets on it.
Me
Because
too.
it was awful. We left the cottage at 4, 3.5 hours.
Oh, God.
And it was only like near Aurelia. That's why I
Yeah.
was late. Pardon me.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. Traffic is back. I went up to the what do you call it? The LCBO. It's up at the end of our Dufferin Street. It's like maybe 2 kilometers up the street. And it was last week, and it took me 28 minutes to go 2 kilometers up Dufferin Street, for God's sakes, you know? It's back, and it's back with a vengeance. Okay, I have distracted you enough. Let us attempt to play Off to California in its entirety. Okay, we're going to go all the way to California. A 1, 2, 3. Well, everybody looks like they were doing pretty good throughout that. Anybody having any problems or difficulties with that tune? Or is it just to keep practicing it? Yeah. There's a famous piper, and his name is, well, he's gone now. His name was Seamus Ennis, and he was an uilleann piper from Dublin, the Irish pipes, you know, and he was a master. He was the greatest master of all time, is what people say. But the guy, of course, was a desperate alcoholic as well, and he had this very funny way of talking. And there's this famous recording where there's an anthropologist, and he's asking him how you get the pipes, how you learn how to play the pipes. And you can tell that Seamus has had a few. And he says, first you must get the grip. Then you must get the trickly-ho. Nobody knows what that is. I think he just made up the word, trickly-ho. And then he goes, and then it's only just to keep on practicing it. So that's what you got to do with this tune, just to keep on practicing it. Remember that trickly-ho. Anyway, let's do her one more time, shall we? Maybe slightly, just slightly on the faster side. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Right there, guys. That's Off to California. Great old tune. And you're going to practice getting it a little faster and making sure that it stays in tune and that the bowing is good and all that kind of thing. And also you have your drop downs you're working on. This time also the first finger ones as well. And, excuse me, your double stop, open string double stops. Okay, so that's what you got going for this week. And next week, I can't see why I can't have class, but I'm just, in case there's weird internet nanniganish or there's some crazy thing happens, we don't get out there in time, I'll let you know. But I'm sure that we'll be good for next week on the Tuesday. I don't think there will be any problems, okay? But get in touch if you have questions about it or anything like that. And excellent job tonight, guys. Everybody's looking so much happier with themselves all the time. And that's what I love. Okay? We'll see you next week.
Okay. Safe travels, Dan.
Thank you very much, Elaine.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank
See
you.
Catherine. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Nighty-night.
Yeah.
Good night.
Night.